Hello, I'm Jim Morningstar. The set of 8 exercises presented here are known as the Jiben Qigong, which translates as meaning fundamental energy exercises. They are based around the principle of moving the body's joints in the most natural and efficient way possible, and selected here for their applicability to practicing Neigong, internal energy mastery. The text is taken from Taoist Neigong by Damo Mitchell. I am a beginning student. I present these exercises as such to generate interest and appreciation for Qigong. For professional instruction in Qigong, seek an appropriate qualified teacher. Preparing for Qigong practice. From Taoist Neigong by Damo Mitchell. Begin by lightly clasping your hands over the lower dantian, that is, the energy center 2 finger widths below your navel, and standing with your feet shoulder width apart. Suspend the head and open the spine. Ensure that you have no unnecessary tension in your body, but at the same time, do not allow your spine to slump, as this will reduce the qi flow within the torso. Breathe deep into the lower abdomen and allow your mind to gently settle into the lower dantian. Empty your mind and forget all outside distractions. Remain in this state for a few minutes so that your subconscious may begin to take over the running of your energy system. Each exercise presented here may be done as much as you choose to, but do them for at least 8 times each. Exercise 1, compressing the pearl. Slowly allow your hands to drop down to your sides. Let all of the tension stored in your upper body and shoulders drain down through the arms and out through the fingertips. Keep your hips level. Drop your weight a little into your legs. Maintain upright but relaxed posture as your attention shifts from the lower dantian to the entire physical body. With a soft focus, be aware of the edge of your physical structure at the same time as observing the inside of your body with your mind. Try to keep the mind empty of outside thoughts as much as possible. You are now ready to perform the first exercise, which is known as compressing the pearl. Lift your hands up to the level of your lower dantian. Hold them there for a few breaths. Be aware of the space between your palms at the same time as keeping your focus on your physical and internal structure. The space between your hands is not an exact science, but it is roughly the size of a basketball. Make sure that the hands are not tensely forced open, but at the same time, they should not be limp or closed. The feeling is like lightly stretching the tendons across the palm so that the bones can open up. A little like stretching elastic until it is only just taut rather than stretched out to its limit. Gradually inhale as you lift your arms as I demonstrate. Do not raise the shoulders to lift your arms. Instead, try to open the joints in your shoulders, elbows, and wrists at the same time to create space in the joints. Your arms should raise until they are almost horizontal from the line of your shoulders. Ensure that you do not lift them too high, or you will close off two main energetic pathways within the side channels of your meridian system. From here, begin to exhale and bring the hands back to their original position in front of the lower dantian. Use gentle intention as you bring the hands towards each other so they squeeze the space between the palms. Ensure that this does not create tension within your upper body, as your muscles should not engage to create the squeeze. The movements and internal compression serve to gently massage the lungs and heart, which in turn improves health and longevity. After a long period of practice, qi will flow and begin to take place between the lower part of the triple heater and the base of the feet to a point known as the Yong Quan, or the bubbling springs, as it's known in the vernacular. This is in a fleshy part of your foot, more towards your toes than towards the center. This is an important point for developing an internal relationship between yourself and the vibrational frequencies of the earth. Exercise 2, Flying Hands. To move on to the second exercise, known as Flying Hands, bring your hands to the lower dantian as in the previous exercise. Now gently begin inhaling as you raise your arms up in front of your body. Allow the hands to naturally turn towards your body as I demonstrate. The lift of your arms is initially driven by the elbows moving upward, but after time, you'll find that the movements naturally begin to be generated by the chest and spine. Your inhalation should be synchronized with the raising of the arms, which move to the level of your shoulders. Begin to exhale as the arms unfold in front of you, the feeling of the arms opening out and away from you. Using gentle intention, bring the arms down towards the floor as if they are pressing against a large spring in front of you on the ground. Ensure that you do not squeeze your muscles, even though the body naturally wants to do so. Any force involved in this exercise should purely be of the internal kind. Repeat this exercise at least 8 times, although again, the exact number is not crucial. This exercise stimulates internal qi flow along the lung, heart, pericardium, large intestine, small intestine, and triple heater. The unfolding movement of the arms assists in drawing stagnant energy away from the diaphragm. Exercise 3, Opening the Chest. Begin to lift the arms up, out as I demonstrate. It's important that you do not raise your shoulders. Instead, initiate the movement by spreading your chest. Draw the arms up and out in a circular fashion. The rotation of the arms, as they move outwards, should begin at the shoulders. This allows the entire shoulder joint to turn as the chest opens wide and you inhale, filling the lungs with air. It is important to remember that your breathing should be low down in the lungs and the abdomen should expand. It's easy, but incorrect, to slip into upper chest breathing when your arms are lifted in Qigong. This exercise is very expansive. Do not be afraid to really open out the body as wide as possible so that as much oxygen as possible is taken into the body. As you exhale, allow your arms to naturally move back along the same circular arc, back towards the dantian area. This movement is then repeated a minimum of 8 times so that your arms move up and out as you inhale and then in and down as you exhale. This exercise is designed to massage the internal organs of the upper body, as well as bring as much oxygen into the bloodstream as possible. The alternating internal pressures generated by this exercise stimulate the lower section of your torso and so massage the digestive system. Exercise 4, Upholding the Moon. This exercise begins from the peak of the inhalation of the previous movement. The arms should be extended away from the body, level with your shoulders, and the chest should be open and stretched. Then turn the fingers downward to face the floor and spend a minute or so standing with your intention gently moving out the fingertips down toward the floor. Begin to fold from the qua, or the hip joint, and lower the body towards the ground as shown. Inhale as you do this. The spine should be curved just enough so that the posterior spaces between the vertebrae are opened up. The hand should make a circular scooping motion so that the outside of the arms are also gently pulled open. Do not squat too low to the ground, as this will inhibit energetic flow through the lower body and create tension in the calves. Unfold the body to stand up. This allows the spine to gently open and stretch upwards. Open the front of your body so that your arms are able to rotate away from you and lift upward towards your head. The palms should now be turning to face upwards away from you. Exhale strongly as you push up and away from the body. Do not be conservative with the stretching at this point in the exercise. Use your intention to lead the breath out beyond the arms and hands into the distance on your exhalation. Continue the exhalation as your arms move down in an arc towards your starting position as I demonstrate. Once again, curve the spine a little, stretch across the upper back, and lengthen the outside of the arms as you inhale and squat. Repeat this exercise 8 times as before. Ensure that your movements match your breathing. This exercise stimulates qi flow across the bladder, stomach, and kidney meridians. The spine is opened up, which has numerous benefits, including increased blood and qi flow between your upper and lower halves of your body. This exercise also serves to remove any stagnant qi which may have built up in the triple heater during the performance of the previous 3 exercises. Never underestimate the importance of stretching and opening the spine during Qigong practice. Exercise 5. Swimming Dragon. Begin by standing up from the last exercise, turning your hands to face opposite directions, as I demonstrate. One palm should face the sky, while the other faces the floor. They should be slightly extended out in front of you, with roughly 2 inches between them. Allow your intention to gently extend from the point on each palm away from you, one upwards toward the sky, one downward towards the floor. As your palms extend away from each other, you exhale. Ensure that the shoulders are kept level and you do not tilt your pelvis, which is a common error for beginners. The palms must keep facing the floor and the sky as they move, and they must remain on 2 parallel lines in front of you. Push the arms away from you as far as you can without creating an excess of tension, whilst keeping the correct bodily alignments. Once you have reached the extent of your push, begin to turn the hands over to face the opposite direction. That is to say, if the hand was facing the sky, now it turns to face the floor, and vice versa. Breathe in and draw the hands back to the center. You should be back to where you began, although you should have your hands the other way around. Your inhalation ends as the hands draw level with each other. Now repeat the exercise on the other side of the body. Exhale as you move the hands away from each other, repeating the exercise at least 8 times to ensure a healthy flow of qi. This exercise stimulates qi flow along the spleen, stomach, and liver meridians. It balances the internal energetic pressures of the left and the right sides of the torso and strengthens the muscles and ligaments of your torso. At an advanced level, this exercise can also begin to create a large degree of energetic movement around the girdling meridian, which begins to assist the awakening of the lower Tantien. Exercise 6, Diagonal Flying. Finish the process of the last exercise by turning the hands to face each other. One palm should be high whilst the other is low, as I demonstrate. It should be almost as if your palms are resting on either side of the sheet of a glass. Move your awareness into the space between the palms. Step a little wider so that you can open your kwa effectively. Ensure that your knees stay in line with your toes. This stance is known as the mabu, or horse riding stance, in Chinese Kung Fu. The foot on the same side of your lower palm turns over 90 degrees as you begin to open your chest in either direction and turn your waist to face the same direction as the foot that just turned. Exhale as the hands begin to move apart. They travel diagonally in opposite directions, with the lead palm facing upwards and the rear hand facing the floor. The final extension of the posture should put you into the diagonal flying posture. The thumb of the lead hand should face away from you, and your mind should extend out into the far distance as you complete your exhalation. Now begin to inhale and turn your foot back to the front so that you return to the mabu. Your hands move back to the start position, although they now should be reversed. The hand that was lower is now higher, and vice versa. Your intention should once again squeeze between the palms, although your muscles should remain relaxed. Remain at this point for a few breaths. Try to allow any tension to drop down through your hips and legs into the ground. Ensure that although you are relaxing downward, you keep your spine open, your head suspended. It is important that you do not allow your structure to collapse. If you collapse your structure, then your alignments will be thrown out, and so you will be reducing your ki flow. Remember, the exercise on the other side of the body is repeated the same way. Repeat this exercise on each side of your body at least 8 times. This exercise circulates ki along the stomach, spleen, kidney, and liver meridians. Advanced practitioners will be able to feel how the exercise enables you to build up and then release internal pressure in the thoracic and abdominal cavities of the torso. Exercise 7. Cow turns its head. Begin this exercise by bringing your feet back to shoulder width. Make sure that your shoulders and hips stay level as you bring your feet back toward the center. Your arms should settle in front of your chest as if they are holding a large basketball. Let your hands remain level with your chest whilst your elbows hang down, as I demonstrate. Remain in this position and breathe for a few minutes. You should try to keep your skeletal structure upright and correctly aligned, but imagine that all of your muscles and flesh are draining off you and falling to the floor. Keep this visualization for some time so that you gradually relax. You will find that your body feels as though it's sinking into the floor, even though you're remaining upright. Turn your body from the kwa to 45 degrees while your arms remain in the arc in front of you. Try not to lose the feeling of relaxing into the floor as you turn. Ensure that you turn around your center as if you had a pole passing through your body from the perineum to the top of your head. Inhale as you carry out this movement. Exhale as your hands extend away from you up at a slight angle into the sky. Part the index fingers and thumbs as the palms turn. Let your gaze settle onto the space between your hands and let your attention extend into the distance. You should try to stretch all the muscles and ligaments around your torso as you complete this movement. In particular, try to open out the ribs and stretch the intercostal muscles as your hands turn and push away from you. If you remain relaxed enough, you should feel the ligaments pull from your hands and down your arms, through your sides and down into the legs. Then you have successfully managed to correct the whole body. As you begin to inhale, return your hands to an arc in front of you and rotate the body from your kwa to face 45 degrees in the other direction. Repeat the push away from you in the other direction. Repeat the twist and push in each direction at least 8 times, so to conclude the cow turns its head exercise. Do not allow the knees to collapse in as you turn your body. Also ensure that a complete circle is maintained between your chest and arms for the duration of this exercise. If an uneven shape is held in the arms, then the qi flow is uneven, and this may in turn lead to stagnation in the joints of the upper body. This exercise mainly stimulates qi flow along the small intestine, triple heater, stomach, spleen, gallbladder, and liver meridians. The line of intention which you draw as you inhale helps to lead stagnant qi away from the head and neck. One of the most beneficial aspects of this exercise is that the excess heat is drawn away from the heart. This heat, which may otherwise harm the heart, is passed into the lungs and expelled as you exhale. Exercise 8, the heavenly bow. The final exercise in this set begins from the circular beach ball position of the previous exercise. The only difference is that you should step out back onto a wider mabu stance, again as in the diagonal flying exercise. Remain here in a position for some time and breathe out any tension in the body which may have been created, using the sung breathing method to achieve this. Turn your body 90 degrees to one side from the kwa. Make a shape as if drawing a long bow to your side. The hand which would be drawing the string of the bow forms a loose fist, while the other hand forms the mudra known as the secret sword hand, which I demonstrate. The middle and index fingers are almost touching and extended. The thumb is looped over the ring finger and your pinky. The hand position is designed to circulate qi around the loop you have formed and then extend the increased flow out of the other fingers. After a while, you will be able to feel the increased level of heat which can be expelled from the body using this hand position. Begin to exhale and extend the lead arm away from your body. Point the index and middle fingers into the distance as the rear hand pulls back as if drawing a longbow. Your mind must extend into the distance as the chest is pulled open and your hips twist back to the front. Once the upper body has reached the limit of its extension and you have completed your exhalation, bring the arms back to the original position and relax the body once again. If you find tension in the body, then spend some time in this position using sung breathing to release any tightness. If you are relaxed and soft, then proceed straight into the next repetition. Carry out the same exercise on the other side of your body. This counts as one time through drawing the heavenly bow. Repeat on each side of the body at least 8 times. This exercise is designed to work directly with the energy of our kidneys and thus the creation of Zi, or willpower. This is an essential ingredient for Neigong practice. The twisting and stretching of the upper body serves to strengthen the muscles and tendons of the upper body, whilst the long stance creates a powerful base and strong legs. Stagnant qi is also driven out of the upper body through the combination of our intention reaching into the distance and the opening of the joints of the arms. Concluding the Jiben Qigong. It's important that once you have finished running through the Jiben Qigong, you close down the energy system correctly and return to a neutral state as I demonstrate. Bring your feet back to shoulder width and settle your mind. Simply stand and breathe for a while whilst you mentally check your bodily alignments. After a few breaths, turn your hands over toward the sky and begin to inhale. Breathe in as if you are trying to inhale the very essence of the environment. You are now about to run through the closing down exercise, which I am demonstrating. It's important that the movement of your arms is generated by the opening of the joints of the upper body rather than the biceps, as tension here will reduce the ki flow. Bring the arms up high over the head, allowing all of your body joints to open up and breathe with you. As you reach the peak of your movement, begin to exhale. Bring the arms down in front of your body with the palms facing the floor. Allow your awareness to trace down inside your body as the hands pass you. This will help your consciousness to attach itself to any stagnant energy trapped within your meridian system and lead it down to the ground. Your hands continue down until they reach your waist. At this point, wait and finish your exhalation as your mind traces down through your legs, out the feet, into the floor. This technique is known as qi dredging and is a little different from the conventional closing down exercise which Qigong practitioners may be used to. After at least 8 repetitions of this exercise, you should drop your hands to your sides. Let your mind rest within the lower dantian and breathe like this for a few minutes. When you're ready to conclude your training, slowly move your awareness out of your body and gently shake out your body and walk briskly for a few minutes.